Why does every guy cheat on you?
Trust me, I know.
How come girls always call you their friend?
I can tell you.
We'll talk about your strengths and we'll talk about emotions. Secrets of Birthdays, now live for purchase. Check out yours at secretsofbirthdays.com.
Soul Garden. Live, love, be.
Good morning, it's Wednesday and I'm Castin Love here from the Serious Story Garden Studios in Costa Mesa, California. This is your Wednesday Namaste Today. Good morning and Namaste, and welcome to Namaste Today. I'm your host and spiritual life coach, Christopher Oteki. I personally work in the modality of psychic astrology, Buddhism, and meditation, and my mission is to find my inner peace and light and help other people do the same. This little webisode is a conscious breakfast for you, and I've cut it up and prepared it for Wednesday, March 4th, 2016. Today in the Temple of Gaia, the human walk has reached step 14, Taurus. Our ruling planet is Mercury today, and the ruling number, something I'm going to put out there from now on, is 5. So it is a step 5 day, it is a 5 alive day, and that's why the intellect, I think, is what rules. Now I'm titling today The Beginning of Clarity, because I think it indeed is the beginning of your clarity. You are ready to move forward. We'll be talking about that in the Megascope and how this relates to you. But before I do, let's look at the news flash going on in today's Lightwalker news. The news flash is, hey, the revolution is going to happen whether you vote for Bernie Sanders or not. This is what Sensei says is going on in the planets, and it has a lot to do with Uranus and Aries. For those people who want to understand the astrology, Uranus hits step 22 this month, the quantum step of Uranus. So that is the final unveiling of certain character energies. We haven't seen it all yet. We haven't seen it all into play yet. And by mid-month, we will. Now, this is the beginning of individuals feeling a revolution inside of them. That's why you're seeing all this maybe storming in the streets. It's actually all fueled by inside. People are feeling a revolution. They want a change. You want a change. We all want a change. I think Bernie Sanders was just the one daring enough to call it a revolution. Now, the last time Pluto was in Capricorn, we had an American Revolution, and you can look at the degrees leading up to it, and I would imagine that if I was alive then, I'd be witnessing the citizens at unrest inside themselves way before you saw the actual change. So today's a step 14 day, and the news to you is, where do you belong in that revolution? Where do you belong? And you may be uncertain about where you belong because you're not certain of yourself or you're not certain of what's going on. Either, belonging is a complex consciousness, but it has to begin with ourself, and that's the choices you are making today. Making a choice to manifest a life you feel you belong in. And you have to create that life you feel you belong in right now, before the person you want is president, before you get the tax break, before any of these things you're looking forward to in the future. You have to feel like you belong in your body right here, right now. And that's what today's about. Everyone in all 12 states of awareness or all 12 astrological signs will be finding that belonging. Okay, so let me take 3 breaths. You're welcome to join me. And when I come back, I'm going to speak more specifically from what my guides tell me and whatnot as to how to navigate your energies today. All right. Well, first of all, I can say it's a very energetic day. It's going to be an electric day. You're going to feel at unrest. I don't think you're going to feel necessarily comfortable in your own body. I think that's part of the point. The point is to understand where you would feel comfortable with and identify that. Now, today is an intellectual day, so your mind is going to be going back and forth, and what you're searching for is the right feeling, when something feels right. Now, one of the issues with this is, when you're looking on a day when you're looking for the right feeling, you often only pay attention to what's not feeling good. So this can make serious Sallies and grumpy Eddies, okay? Where people are really super grumpy over every little thing. And really what that is an inner search for the right thing. It's not so much, and what you're paying attention to is the wrong. So one of the things to be mindful of today is what you're emotionally responding to or not. Live television here, folks. What you're emotionally responding to or not, and how you're responding. Are you responding negatively, or are you responding positively and looking for the emotional place where you do belong? So are you whining about where you don't belong, or are you searching for where you do belong? That's the way to put it simply. The other thing that comes up is strength. Everyone is getting stronger right now, and you're going to feel wimpy and like you don't have the energy, and With the Mars retrograde, all the old vices have been turned off, and all the new ways of growing or acting or being or doing, all these new behaviors have yet to be developed. So simply you have to show up, you have to, do it. If you don't do it, it won't get done. It's kind of that sort of thing. But also be very compassionate to yourself. Give yourself time. Let yourself take notes. Let it be okay that you're late. Let it be okay that it's sloppy the first time. Being really understanding and easy on yourself and non-judgmental is the approach to take when you're trying to get stronger. I'm fighting an airplane here too, isn't that funny? And myself wants to react and be upset. You guys can watch me as I'm maturing over this particular point with noisy airplanes in the frame. The last thing I want you to know, and this is what came in from Spirit, was that to be mindful of what you're opening to. So a lot of times people think of strength as in building, right? But actually, it's about opening. So the right way to grow is always what's easy and available right now. Therefore, growth is not climbing. Growth is opening to this, opening to this, opening to this, opening to this. And we find ourselves higher. We didn't have to climb. So that's what Spirit wanted you to know. That, although we have these plans to get ahead and do this and all this stuff, and we want to manifest in Taurus and all this stuff, really, the growth comes from what you selectively choose to open to each day. By saying yes to the compliment, or yes to this, or yes to that, you are expanding and you are growing naturally and organically. When you push to grow, you actually are working against the forces of spirit and nature. All right, that's perfect. Let's see, a little shout out. So I want to give you always 3 points, and here are your 3 points for today. Point 1. Accept in your heart where you truly belong. Okay, accept in your heart where you truly belong. That means that you have to be honest and you have to not reject it. That's part of the accepting, by the way. Then, point 2, tell your mind to deal with it. Okay, so the mind will probably react and try to reject whatever it is your heart wants. Tell that smartass who's king or queen, no, I have to think this way. So when it comes to pushing, I guess we do push thoughts in our mind and push thoughts forward inside of us. And then lastly, point 3, help your feelings to grow up to the idea. And that's particularly tonight. Tonight you'll really have to nurture your feelings and help your feelings grow up to the idea. That means that you have to be like, oh, come on, Chris, we said we're going to go to the gym, and that means we're going to go. That's me. You're like, come on, it's all right. I'll buy you a present. I'll do something for you. Or it's like, come on, we can do this. But literally, emotions, remember, are used to the old flow. And so when you're trying to bring them up a notch, you have to nurture them up to the next notch. All right, those are your 3 points. Now, soul prescription. I do want to point out that I have birthday calls. So if you like to have a quick birthday call, these are turning out to be quick little. It's funny how things evolve, but birthday calls are turning out to be quick little check-ins with people who didn't want a whole reading, but just need to talk to me for a few minutes about things in life. So you're perfectly welcome to do that. And I will say that a few people have bought them who it wasn't their birthday. So I was like, okay, this is fair. I totally maybe needed a 10-minute reading. So birthday calls and Secrets of Birthdays. Secrets of Birthdays is a little video project I did about 5 years ago, but it's really good at talking about your ego and talking about your primary motives. So you can look at that if you own one, or you might get one just to give you a little enlightenment. All right, my friends, and for my serious joy clients, be sure to click on the button below for the Daily Zen. Today we're going to talk about Mercury retrograde thinking and where to focus your thinking during this retrograde. And at 3 o'clock, your eye candy will be tips for your smartass. So looking at your Mercury placement, your level of thinking, and I'm going to point out your common distractions that you get in life today in your 3 o'clock eye candy. Otherwise, folks, I will see you in 24 hours with more. So grateful to be of soul service. Remember, I love you, and live, love, be.